Ag Kangaroos podcast. Here is your host, Dean Masich.
G'day everyone and welcome back to the Hashtag Kangaroos podcast. I'm Dean Vass. You can find me on X at Hashtag Kangas, Instagram, Hashtag Kangaroos podcast. Tonight is a solo episode and it's another big week for North Melbourne as the Roos prepare for a Saturday afternoon clash with Melbourne. And by the time you listen to this, the teams are in. They came in the last hour, so we'll know exactly what changes Alistair Clarkson and the match committee have made. Or maybe there was a lack of a change they made that they thought they were making, if that makes sense. It's supposed to be a player debut, but that was quickly rubbed off on socials. So, anyways, we'll move forward. So, as always, I want to hear from you as well. We'll go through your thoughts on the selected team, whether there were any surprises at selection, and what you're expecting to see on Saturday afternoon. So, to wrap things up, we'll obviously finish off with another edition of Where Are They Now? Looking back at former North Melbourne players, what they're doing now, and reminiscing about their time in the Royal Blue and White. There's plenty to get through, so let's dive straight into it. This is the Hashtag Kangaroos podcast. Now, before we get into team selection and previewing Melbourne, I want to touch on something that's dominating the footy conversation, particularly at this time of the year. It's list management season. Every day there's another player being linked to another club, another rumour, another exclusive. And if you're a North Melbourne supporter, it feels like we're attached to just about every player who's out of contract. My advice: don't pay too much attention to it, and I don't think you should. Focus on this season and focus on Melbourne this weekend. There's an old saying: possession is 9/10 of the law. Until a player has actually signed on the dollar line and is wearing the royal blue and white, it's all just speculation. Look at some of the stories we've heard this year. For months, it was Darcy Wilson is coming to North. It's happening. Then all of a sudden, the reports changed. Now it looks like he's likely to stay where he is. Max Grzeski, we've been hearing all season that he was coming home to North Melbourne. He wants to come home. His dad's very keen to come home. He put a tweet or a message on Facebook saying, yep, it would be a dream for Max to come home and play at North Melbourne. Now, GWS has reportedly increased its offer to keep him. I think it was originally 2 years, but it may have gone to 3 or 4 or something like that. I'm not too sure, but yeah, we'll see. Last week it was Lockie Ash. North was supposedly preparing a massive offer to Lewin Macross, and since then nothing. Jacob Wiedering, that's died on its ass, and that's how this time of year works, and it's been like this pretty much all year. Player managers have agendas. Clubs leak information. The media needs stories every single day, and speculation drives clicks, listens, and viewers. Don't get caught up in every rumour that pops up on your social media feed, people. That's my message. When something is official, we'll talk about it, or I'll talk about it. Until then, I'm not going to lose sleep over who North might get or who another journalist says we're chasing. Right now, the priority is this football season and this week's game against Melbourne. So the rest, it's just noise. So don't worry about it. Don't listen to it. Stop engaging with it. That's the best way to be. There's always someone that comes in as a surprise at the end of the year that we don't see happening, that's a contracted player, and he'll say, yeah, I want to trade, and probably nothing happens anyway. So don't listen to the noise. That's my advice right now. I'm not going to get caught up in any speculation. If we get a player, we get a player. If not, we don't. All right, so let's go to team news. We may as well go straight into it. And a couple of changes. And probably one little surprise, although he has been in very good form in the VFL the last month or so, going into the midfield. So Bailey Scott comes in with Josh Goda, who was rested last week, probably with a 5-day game in between. What was it? Who did we play before Collingwood? Yeah, we beat, was it Essendon? I can't even remember now. Let's go back. But it was only a 5-day break when we went to Collingwood. So Zach Banch has gone out of team injured, unfortunately for him. It's a big few weeks for his football career. So, yeah, he'd be quite disappointed to miss out through injury. And Tom Blamires is out through his concussion from Jack Crisp. A controversial decision, or non-decision with that one. to be honest with you, he doesn't deserve to get suspended, Jack Crisp, but neither did Paul Curtis. But yeah, that's just how it goes. So yeah, a couple of changes. Bailey Scott came in for his first game of the year, and I put the question out on X, and Jesse came straight in. Good friend of the show, Jesse, and my old co-host as well. But he said, did you get a notification from North App about missing season recruit debuts only for it to be removed quickly? And I said, no, I didn't see it. So maybe Ollie Griffin was going to debut, and I replied back and I said, what was that about? And Jesse wrote back straight away. He said, we posted an article and changes that said Griffin was playing, then quickly took it down. Was odd. Either they had the wrong info or late minute decision, or he's still a chance of being a late in. So we don't know. He may come in for a debut, but he is an emergency, or he may not. So we'll have to wait and see. So, yeah, at the moment, we'll just focus on the changes at the moment. So, yeah, just a couple of changes. Now, just looking on the balance of the team. And I know there's a few responses on the question I put out on X. And just looking at the balance of the team, I've found that we've got 9 defenders, 7 forwards, 2 wingers, and 5 midfielders. That's counting Bailey Scott. So I'll go through the defenders, and I'll show you who will change from a defender to a winger. And it was, I'll go through that anyway. Aiden Core, Charlie Coleman, Luke Parker, Riley Hardiman, Caleb Daniel, Cam Zurha, Luke McDonald, Josh Goda, and Cooper Harvey. So that's 9. Now, Hardiman spent the second half on the wing last week, so I'm pretty sure he'll be the third winger in the team. So that's 8 defenders still. That probably means Cooper Harvey is your 23rd player out of that, and he probably plays minimally. That's actually a hard word to say when you try and say it real quick, but he doesn't play as much, so he may get reduced time on ground as the 23rd player. But, his run and creativity could be important in the last quarter. So he gives a bit of versatility. Can go forward, can go back. I don't know. He may play as a forward this week as well, as a small forward, because we took the Bouch has come out, and we bring in another defender. So I'll just go back to the team changes. I'll just go back to team news. So we bring in Josh Goda. So it's a bit bizarre with what they're trying to do here. It's not a like for like replacement, is what I'm trying to say right now. I have a feeling that Hardiman will go to the wing. Now the forwards, I'll go through them. So McKercher, he plays as a high half forward, just floats around the ground. Paul Curtis, Cooper Trembath, Nick Larkey, Jack Darling, Charlie Spogo, Matt Whitlock. That's 4 tall forwards as well. Then you got Paul Curtis as your mid-size forward. As you probably will have to play a little bit smaller this week, which I don't really like. Dewey chuck Zurha forward, but he was quite good in the back line last week. I think they may keep him in the back line this week as well as that third tall defender. So it's going to be interesting. Only the one small forward, which makes me think maybe Cooper Harvey may have spells in that forward line. It's a really interesting selection this week is what I'm trying to say. There's going to be a few magnets shuffled around. Is it a case of trying to shuffle too many magnets around where players are going to play in unfamiliar positions, too many of them, and it might hurt us? I'm not too sure. So I think Hardiman goes to a wing, and we have the 7 forwards. Whitlock may not play too much either. I'd rather see Cooper Harvey play forward than Matt Whitlock, to be honest with you. But, I mean, handy as a depth player, key position depth player. He did grow into the game last week as well. I would have liked to have seen another small into that team. I know Jacob Costanti is emergency as well, but and I understand they want to give run in the legs to Whitlock as well. They want to give him a good run in it, and it's that time of year where you kind of I'd rather play Matt Whitlock than, not that Griffin Logue's a like for a like replacement, but just getting in another veteran like that whose upside is very limited. I'd rather give some games to Matt Whitlock. Midfield, I've got Luke Davies-Uniacke, Harry Shusel, Finn O'Sullivan, Tristan Sherry, I've got Bailey Scott. Now, I think with his pace, he may look to play on Cozzy Pickett this week, especially when he goes through the midfield. He's been very damaging the last few weeks, Cozzy Pickett. So I think he may play a run with role this week. So, and yeah, he probably is. I mean, he's out of contract. He hasn't played a game this year, but his form has definitely warranted in the last month or so playing that midfield. So we've just got those five. That's Keenan Tristan Sherry. Obviously, Cooper Trenbath will be the second ruckman. Mainly, probably just for CBAs. So he does play a fair bit of time on ground, Sherry. He can do that. It was interesting to look at Melbourne's team. They're putting Max Heath this week as a second ruckman, who's not a bad second ruckman. Got a very good leap, so they obviously want to exploit Tristan Sherry and his weakness there. So that's one thing to look at. McKercher may get a little bit of time right in the guts this week. Who knows? Just to bring a bit more speed into that midfield, because Melbourne do play quite a fast attacking game. I really like the way they've gone about it this year under a new coach. They've certainly brought an identity and a toughness. The way they move the ball, especially on turnover, they've look, full credit to Stephen King being one of the coaches of the year. He's certainly reinvented the career of someone like a Jake Lever, who's been very good. I wasn't very happy that we were trying to chase him last year, but I can see the value in him now. Jack Steele, who couldn't get a game at St Kilda towards the end of last year, seems to be a really good culture guy. St Kilda struggled since they've let him go, and Melbourne have come good. So they've got this Colton Tholstrup, who didn't show much as a small forward, has been a very good small lockdown defender. Daniel Turner, their midfield's quite good, considering they lost Petrarca and Clayton Oliver. Tom Sparrow has come in. Harvey Langford looks very good. It looks like he's going to be a very, very good player. Cozzy Pickett goes through there. And they've still got their veterans, Bailey Fritsch, Jake Melksham, playing good, very good football. Jake Melksham's been in and out. He's had a few injuries, but he was very good last week. Trent Rivers is sort of coming to the team late. A lot of rumours about him that he may leave. They still rely a fair bit on Max Gawn in the middle to get those hit-outs. That's going to be a big matchup, Max Gawn against Tristan Sherry. If Max Gawn dominates the ruck, then I don't think we've got any chance of getting close to Melbourne. And if he gives first use to Cozzy Pickett, then we're in a little bit of trouble. But that's where I'm thinking Bailey Scott may play a run with roll on Cozzy Pickett this week. But we'll have to wait and see, I guess. But we'll move forward. I'll get your people's thoughts. I'll put the question out when the teams came in about an hour or so ago. There's only a few people that come in, but that's okay. So Patrick Allwood, he liked the changes. He had good changes, but like everyone, keen for Griffo to get a run. Like I said, there may be a late inclusion. I'm not too sure if Ollie Griffin does come in. He is emergency. Jesse, obviously, I mentioned him. Herky at Herky Mark. Interested in who's playing second small forward. Does Daniel play the Spargo role? And Spargo play more at home? Surely not bringing in Scott to play half forward. Zerha and we are way too tall. Already are, in my opinion. Thought it may be Griffin's time. Obviously, Ollie Griffin. JK had his best two matches for us in last four. So there's a little bit to unpack there. I don't know who's going to play at second small forward role. Maybe Cooper Harvey. Like I sort of said, I'm all for mixing it up a bit, trying a couple of different things. But are we going to just try too much and it's going to backfire? Put players in unfamiliar roles who haven't had many reps there and going to come back to bite us. So I'm not too sure. We'll have to find out. If it works and we win, everyone's a genius. But if it doesn't come off and we get a bit of a bath or a pantsing, then there's going to be a lot of questions and a lot more speculation about Alistair Clarkson's future, that's for sure. But I don't know, Mark, who the second small forward is. We've got Charlie Spargo, who's not exactly lighting the world on fire. as the number one small forward. Maybe Paul Curtis plays a little bit of that. Yeah, like you said, I don't think it's going to be Bailey Scott. He's going to play midfield. James Duke, the Dukester, James Duke, too tall. You seem to say that pretty much most weeks, James. We have lost a small forward and not replaced him with another. Melbourne going to rebound faster than the Pies did. They're a pretty quick team, that's for sure. Cold shot. What are we going to do with a dozen halfback flankers? There's a lot, isn't there? But like I said, Hardiman's going to go up to the wing. It still leaves us 8 defenders, and I don't think maybe Zerha can go forward this week. But then where does that leave Matt Whitlock? It leaves a lot more questions than answers. I'm going to be interested to see how we line up on... I probably won't even watch the ball for the first 5-10 minutes of the game. I just want to see both ends of the ground how it looks. And that's not a bad way to look at it. If you're at the game and on level 3 or level 2, even level 1, probably just look how it's matching up and what the thinking is. Like, I always trying to think, what are the coaches thinking here? Why are they going this way in a game? And it's going to be interesting to see. And I probably won't agree with a lot of it, especially if we get smashed early. But we'll have to wait and see late Saturday afternoon how it goes. There was an Instagram one as well. Who was this? That was OIRAMVEE. I don't know how to say that, so you're still online. Great to see Scott back in. Hopefully he gets a resurgence. We lack runners outside of Kirch. Yeah, we certainly do. I don't think we've got any quicker. But Goda's got a little bit of pace about him. At least he hasn't lost his pace. That's the most important thing for me. I was a bit worried there when he was doing a lot of soft tissue injuries and he's obviously coming off the Achilles. Kevin Hawthorne has come in. Good morning from Lakeland, Florida. You've said that a few times, Kevin. No, if you've got a question, come in as well, mate. I'd love to see what's the weather up like there. There's a lot of gators. Is that what you call them? Crocodiles, alligators, whatever. There's a lot of... It's gator country in Florida. So I've seen like clips of like... There's people working out in a gym, and there was a massive alligator just got into the gym while people were working out. So, not something you want to see and not something you see every day. So, so come in with a question, Kevin, if you got one. But, but I don't mind seeing Bailey Scott coming in and getting a game, whether it's his... last hurrah before they make a decision on his career. I think Mark Hello, when I've had him on, he's keen to keep him on for another year. You still need your veterans. He's got over 100 games of AFL experience. So, and he's in his mid-20s, and that's the problem. That's always seems to be the problem with North Melbourne. The players like Bailey Scott, who have 2 top 3 best and fairest finishes, a number of others over the years, when they get to 100-odd games, or get to 23, 24, where you really want them to take that next step and go to the next level, have sort of just stagnated and plateaued in their career and almost disappeared off the face of the earth. I've had a number, and I'll go through some here, of footballers, that where are they now? Liam Anthony was a classic example. Get to 40, 50 games, you think they're really going to kick on in their career, and they just didn't. Unfortunately, they just plateaued, and that's probably one of the reasons why we've sort of struggled over the years as well. Some players just haven't gone that next level in their career, unfortunately. That's pretty much it. I'll have a quick look if anything else late has come in. No, that's all good. But if anything does come in the next 5-10 minutes, I will certainly read that out. So for me, I've gone for a potential match winner, and I know I'll do this with Siobhan. Unfortunately, Siobhan's not feeling well. She's come down with a flu, so hopefully she feels better soon. Potential match winner, Tristan Sherry. Now, that's where the game's going to be at. Unfortunately, like when we played him round 2 last year, he pretty much did a number on Max Gawn. Max Gawn was struggling early last year. I remember that. I remember Simon Goodwin went in after the game press conference and said something. Yeah, he's got a lot of personal stuff going on. And Max Gawn said a day or two later, I don't know why he said that for. So, it was interesting, but Max Gawn has been in unbelievable form this year. So if Tristan Sherry can nullify him somehow, The thing with Max Gawn, he's still got his leap, whereas Tristan Sherry, with the new rule, it makes it harder to compete in the ruck for him. So if he can nullify that a little bit and the midfield can do a job and read Max Gawn's hit-outs, with Cooper Trembath chipping in and helping out as well, then we might be a chance if we can nullify Cozzy Pickett. He's very good in those 1-2 link chains. We talk about Colvin McKercher doing that for North Melbourne. Cozzy Pickett is the best in the competition at it. So we're going to really have to keep a close eye on him. We don't have Will Phillips to put on him this year, so he's not there. So we're going to have to put a little bit of time and effort into him. They're a very good team, Melbourne. They've got a very good system in place. Stephen King has done a fantastic job for a club that was supposed to be rebuilding. He has done a fantastic job, and a lot of supporters are frustrated that Melbourne have already gone past North Melbourne, and this is pretty much the start of a rebuild as well with the new coach. It generally happens. First couple of years, coaches will go down a youth path, go for draft picks, and then get their system in place over a couple of pre-seasons where Melbourne have just hit the ground running. So full credit to him and his coaching staff. I've gone breakout game. I'm going to go Jai Simpkin. I know he had a really good game last week, but look, he will have to. He may get midfield minutes, but then we've got no one else on the wing. So you got Stevens. I talked about Hardiman. Unless Simpkin comes into the middle. Now I've got a pen here on me, middle. Then that means we may get Josh Goda or Cooper Harvey playing on a wing as well. So there are options, but are we putting too many square pegs in round holes? I brought that up a few times, but I really like Jai Simpkin this week anyway. So I think he'll have another really good game of 30-plus touches. So, I'm actually confident we can do a good job. Now, Melbourne seems to struggle away from MCG, and we struggle away from Marvel, so what better place to play them than at Marvel, where we've played our best football this year. So, look, we really need a scalp. And this is the perfect opportunity to try and get one. Melbourne have been up for a long time, and they're due for a little slip up, I reckon. So they may be a bit flat. But I thought that against Port Adelaide. And the frustrating part, and I hate to go back, the frustrating part that Port Adelaide game, they were flat for 3 quarters. They turned it on the last quarter, brought the energy, and that was it. That was enough to win a game. Whereas this time at Marvel, if Melbourne don't bring the energy and intensity and the way we played last week, if we bring that this week, I think there may be a cause for optimism. So I think we can do a job. So I'm going to go a final prediction of North Melbourne, and call me crazy. I know Clint Cozzy will probably message me and say, I want to know what you're smoking or taking, but North Melbourne by 17 points. So maybe I'm optimistic, maybe I'm stupid. I am stupid, but maybe I'm too stupid. I don't know. So we'll have to wait and see. But I'm gonna be confident going into the game. I've seen enough last week to suggest we can take that forward this week. And with a couple of positional questions, and Melbourne would be looking at North Melbourne thinking, geez, they're going to be in the coaches' box thinking, I don't know how they're going to line up. Like me, you supporters out there, you don't know how we're going to line up. So, it's not a bad thing sometimes. It's the element of surprise. So we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, let's finish off with where are they now? So I'm going to start with one of my all-time favourite players, and that's Lee Harding. He came from Teesdale, Victoria, progressing through the Geelong Falcons under-18 program and Geelong's VFL side before being selected by North Melbourne in the 2000 rookie draft. Elevated from the rookie list in 2001, he established himself as an energetic crumbing forward, valued for his pace, pressure and work rate around goal. His best individual scoring season came in 2003, where he kicked 33 goals to lead the Kangaroos goal kicking. Although known early in his career for occasionally missing difficult shots, Some were easy as well. Harding remained a relentless runner and effective pressure player. A serious ACL injury during training in 2006 sidelined him for the entire 2007 season, but he successfully returned and reinvented himself as a rebounding half-back flanker, extending his AFL kick career through versatility and determination. Um, so, yeah, 141 games between 2001 and 2010, and leading goal kick in 2003. So after retiring from playing at the end of the 2010 season, Harding moved into coaching. He served in development, assistant coaching roles, including Brisbane's reserves program as an offensive skills coach, continuing his involvement in Australian rules football after his playing days ended. He now lives in Queensland. He coaches a Quaffle team. He's done a fair bit of coaching up in Quaffle. He's worked for AFL up in Queensland as well. So he's transitioned to a few different roles. Now, I don't have the link, but I have had him on the podcast previously. This is going back probably in the very early days. So I'm going to say 2022. I'm going to say, yeah, it was one of my first 10, 15 episodes or 20 episodes. And yeah, I should send a link. Maybe I'll put that on X so people can listen to that episode. But I really found it a fascinating chat. He's a good guy. He really is a good bloke. I remember running into him at a nightclub. I think it was the Moonee Valley after the races. Yeah, and we went upstairs into the bar and stuff like that. And it was him, David King, and Adam Lang. I don't know if you remember him. Maybe I'll do a Where Are They Now with Adam Lang soon. And Adam Lang was blind. And I ended up talking to Lee Harding for a good 5-10 minutes. I bought him a Crown beer, and we had a good chat. I can't remember what the chat was about. I think it was about football or something like that. But yeah, no, he was a very humble individual back then. When I spoke to him a few years ago, he was very humble back then, right now as well. So yeah, good guy. One of the good guys, Lee Harding, a very underrated player too. Anyways, I'll keep moving forward. So I'm going to go to Lee Brown. So it's probably one of the unique stories in AFL, having played for 3 clubs before finishing his career as a premiership player with Collingwood as well, mind you. He played 118 games for North Melbourne between 2003 and 2008 after arriving from Fremantle. Nicknamed the Anvil, he was renowned for his versatility. I think Rex Hunt nicknamed him the Anvil, playing as a key defender, key forward, ruckman, and even sometimes tagging bigger opponents when required. So, yeah, Ben Brown played 243 games, I believe it was, or no, not two. Was it 243, or something like that? So, yeah, I've lost his. It's all over the place at the moment, but I don't think he played that many. Anyways, he retired in 2011, playing in 2010 Premiership team, and he moved straight into coaching. He joined Melbourne as a club's forwards coach immediately after retirement. In 2014, he returned to the home region to become senior coach of the Gippsland Power in a TAC Cup. In more recent years, Brown has stepped away from full-time AFL coaching and has been involved in business while remaining connected to footballing through mentoring and community appearances. He's largely kept a low profile. I know, so he's played 246 games. There you go. And played 118 games, 64 goals for North Melbourne. I know it was Paul Amy took a picture of him. It was about a week or two. He's still playing football for his local club. I don't know who that is, but he's still going around at the moment. He's in his 40s as well now, so full credit to him. But, yeah, I didn't mind Lee Brown. Started out as a key position defender, went forward for occasions, probably didn't fulfil his potential at North Melbourne, but once he got to Collingwood in 2000, he got delisted by North Melbourne. Once he got to Collingwood, he had a couple of good years there and was a good versatile player. So, yeah, good on him. And, yeah, played a lot of AFL games. It was a very early draft pick from Fremantle as well. All right, so I've got one more. This guy isn't as well known, and this is Ben Spate. Now, a lot of you people will be sitting there wondering, who the hell is Ben Spate? He had a career that was very brief, but he's built an interesting career away from football. He was a speedy midfielder forward, played 10 AFL games for North Melbourne between 2010 and 2011 after being selected as a rookie from Norwood in South Australia. Showed plenty of promise. He was ball number 46, I remember that, particularly as an impact sub when they had impact subs. But injuries in competition for spots meant he couldn't cement a regular place in the side. He was eventually delisted after the 2013 season. So what does he do now? So his biggest passion has always been aviation. While he was at North Melbourne, he began flight training with the encouragement of former Kangaroo Lee Colbert, who flies his own planes as well, small engine planes. So after leaving AFL, Spate pursued that passion professionally and worked in the aviation industry, including with private charter company Airstream Jets. He also continued his football career at state and local level, playing for clubs including Wangaratta Magpies and Bacchus Martian of Ballarat Football League. So only attended AFL games, 7 goals, had good pace, good goal sense. And I remember it was about 4 years ago, when we had the VFL team, he came back and played in our he played a few games. I must have had injuries. He played a few games in our VFL program. It was only about 4 years ago. So, and he was in his 30s back then. So, yeah, there is... the highs and lows of Ben Spate. So a few players there. I'm not too sure if anyone really remembers Ben Spate, but I didn't mind him. He had a good size about him. He came in, he would have been about 2021 when we took him as a rookie listed player. But, just never really got that opportunity, unfortunately, for Ben Spate. Now, I'm going to quickly check X if any other questions have come in late. Stickers Brown, I think, has come in. I'll just have a look quickly. I thought it was a mid-season debut, which is Bailey Scott. No, unfortunately, it was not a mid-season debut. It's mid-season, yeah. Well, it's his debut game for the year, if you want to say that. So, yeah, thanks, Stickers, for coming in pretty late. Oh, Michael came in as well. I thought it was a mid-season recruit at first glance. But they did say mid-earned season debut. So maybe some people got mixed up. I'm not too sure. But at the end of the day, hitting Ollie Griffin didn't get it named. So maybe the club got mixed up and they sort of thought mid-earned season debut. Maybe they thought a mid-season draft pick earns debut or something like that. So, yeah, a little bit of confusion between the social media team and the club. So, but thanks. Yeah, thanks for everyone for coming in there. I don't think there was anything on Instagram as well. No, I think the Insta is all done as well. So, yeah, no, I appreciate everyone that did join in. Just a bit of a short episode today, just going through team changes. I did do a few podcasts this week. I really love the chat with Tess Craven last week. That was last week. It was 2 days ago. I really enjoyed her thoughts on pre-season, how that's all going. Her 6th pre-season. The AFLW girls are looking magnificent. I think they've got an intra-club match this Saturday as well, nice and early. I think it's 10:30 in the morning. So that's probably pretty good competition. So I will try and get... I should have a couple more guests early next week, which would be fantastic. A couple of really good players, more of the key position players. So, yeah, hopefully I can get them on, and we'll see what happens in the future. But, really excited for the AFLW girls and the season coming up for them. So, yeah, and I did one Monday with Jason Hunt. So that was a good episode. And for this week, I will probably try and do the Sunday morning hangover again. I want to bring that back because I want to hear you guys and your thoughts on the game as well. Not just my opinion. My opinion means very little. So I want this to be a North Melbourne community and get everyone's opinions, whether you're emotional and disappointed with how the club went or how they've performed over the weekend, or you're more optimistic. So it's always good to get a good balance of everything. And sometimes you just need a vent as well. It's not a bad platform to come on and vent. X is very good with that. So, but thanks so much for tuning in. Yeah, and thanks to everyone who continues to send through your thoughts and opinions, whether it's team selection, match previews, or the big talking points around a club. Love hearing what the North Melbourne faithful have to say. So Saturday's game against Melbourne is another great opportunity for this young side. After the encouraging performance against Collingwood, the challenge now is to back it up. That's what good teams do, or potential good teams. They produce that level of effort and intent week after week. It's important 5 or 6 weeks coming up for a lot of people. Hopefully, the Roos can put together a four-quarter performance, take their chance in front of goal this week. That will be amazing, and come away with a result that rewards the brand of football that they want to build. So thanks again for listening. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, leave a rating review, and share the show with your fellow North Melbourne supporters. I'll be back on Sunday morning breaking down you guys' opinions, probably do the Sunday morning hangover. I may try and do a Sunday morning show as well, reviewing the performance. We'll see what happens, but that we'll just work it out anyway. I'll work it out as I go. So but there will be an episode Sunday with something anyway. So until then, enjoy the footy, enjoy your weekend, and as always, go the Roos.